Hello, day 15. We are now in our final week of 21 Jumpstart, but do not worry, I will continue this podcast after this series has finished, so just make sure that you are subscribed so you do not miss anything. But today, let's get into it. Now, a lot of you tell me that you obviously want to sell, but you don't want to feel salesy. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You're going to have to sell. You're going to have to sell. But the good news is you don't have to be, one of those car salesmen that's like, oh, this, and, ramming something down someone else's throat. You don't have to worry about that, but you are going to need to sell. So it doesn't have to feel icky though. Now, when you're providing value and solving problems, you're helping and you're not pushing. So today we're going to explore how to actually sell authentically and to sell with a strategy that feels natural rather than just, I get it. No one wants to feel like, oh, I'm convincing anyone to do anything. We're not here to do that. But when you change it up and when you think, oh, I'm actually helping someone with my product rather than I'm just selling this to them, game changer, trust me. So how are you going to do that? So first of all, you need to make sure that the products that you're selling, you actually truly 100% believe that they're going to have a transformation in your ideal client's life. If they enter into the product, that they're going to get the transformation, the result that they're looking for. So just make sure that in your product, that's exactly how it is. Or if you know that there are little tweaks and things that you need to do, make sure you go ahead and do that so that you feel 110% confident when you are selling, because you know what the results are going to be. So let's talk through a little bit of a process of what you're going to follow in order to be able to sell in a helpful way. So you need to start with your value. And we're in such a fortunate position that we can put out content. So we can already pretty much prep our audience in a way that, we don't have to wait until people are right in front of us like the car salesman has to. We are fortunate that we can create content to put ourselves in a position where they're already invested into us before they actually in an interested way before they message us or before they actually jump into our products and stuff like that. So we're actually in a good position with the content. So with the content, you need to start with value. So with your content, you can create things like helpful tips, solutions, inspiration. There are so many different ways that you can create the content. But as an example, if you're selling, let's say a course on content creation, share a quick win. Share a quick win. So they're for example, how to plan a week's worth of content in under 30 minutes. Now, give this value for free. And I hear so many people be like, oh, I'm worried if I give out too much value that no one's actually going to buy my products and all of the rest. And I get it. I totally 100% get it. But if you are giving enough away in your content, it'll become a no-brainer for people to enter into your world. So don't worry about that. Make sure that you are doing that. So create a post like I said, how to create a week's worth of content in under 30 minutes. And then create a bit of curiosity in it as well. So instead of jumping straight into a sales pitch, we're not just ramming things down people's throats. Use phrases like, this is how I went from, not being able to create a week's worth of content, even with a content calendar, to creating a week's worth of content in under 30 minutes. Now, the first thing is that's a lot of people's pain points, and they desire those results. They desire that outcome. So that's already creating a lot of curiosity for a lot of people. Or you can create posts, say, want to know the exact steps I use to map out my content in 30 minutes for a week. So that definitely creates curiosity for a lot of people, right? A lot of people are going to want to read more about that. Then you want to show the transformation. So highlight how your product or service, whatever it is that you're selling, solves a specific problem. So what you can do with this is, it depends on what stage of your journey you're up to, but you can use testimonials that you've gotten from other people. You can use case studies of people that have used your product or your service. Or if you're still in the very beginning stages, just share your personal story. Actually share your personal story. Be a product of your product and show them what it's changed for you. At some point in time, regardless of what stage of your journey you're at, you're going to have something that you should share that you're able to share a transformation in. Now, when you are creating your content, remember just to put things in as simple, a call to action needs to be in pretty much every piece of content. So just make it as simple as download my guide on creating content, or my course is going to teach you the exact steps, content. Do you know what I mean? Like making sure that you are remembering to actually give them direction, because without giving them direction, how do they know where to go? Like just make things simple for people. Another thing that you need to do, and I'm not saying this all needs to be in the exact same piece of content, but I really want you to think about how you can incorporate this into different pieces of your content. But another one is like, obviously, overcome your objections in your content as well. So you don't need to wait until they're in your DM with a whole list of like objections before you can overcome them. You can overcome them in like your sales page, in your content, in your stories, like all the different things. So as simple as like a lot of people, so let's go back to the course on the content creation. A lot of people are worried that they don't have the time to create the content, or they don't have time to go through another course, or they don't have time to do anything like that, right? The content creation is taking up too much time. So for instance, in like overcoming an objection, you could say like, are you worried you don't have enough time? Like question mark. Like that's something that's just like so simple, but it is so direct and so to the point. And then you can be like, this course, this program is designed for busy people. So it's designed for busy entrepreneurs. It's designed for busy moms. It's designed for busy 9-to-5 people. It is designed like go person A, person B, person C. If you're one of these people, this is what it's designed for. And like obviously in the person A, person B, person C, like put a little bit of a description of who they are and what their life looks like so that they can self-identify within it. And it's like this is designed for busy people because it is a course that only takes 2 hours to go through. It has like the templates. It's going to show you how to save your time. Like it's going to tell you how to batch create content, like whatever it is, like actually stepping out the benefits so that they can clearly see it, what they're going to get. Next thing that you really want to be doing is engaging in conversation. So open up the invitation for conversation. So invite your audience to actually message you, to interact with you. So be like, you're not sure if this is right for you. Have you tried previous things before and you're not sure if this is the one that's going to be different? Like send me a message, reach out. Like let's actually have a chat with you, like together, to see if this is what you need, or if there's something more that I can offer or recommend for you. A lot of people, especially like, you can quickly jump on a sales call. It can be like, here's a 15-minute call. I'm happy to jump on and discover what it is that you need. Send me a message, like reply to this and I'll do a video reply with your comment or anything like that. Just open up that, social media is actually called social, but a lot of people aren't even social on it. So just get social in your social media. Now, probably the last one that I would say to you is follow up. So selling, it's not just oh my goodness, they sent me once and now they're just throwing cash my way. And oh my God, people just, they're just throwing themselves into my world. Like in an ideal world, that'd be great, right? But it's generally not just a one-time thing. So if you've set out your content strategy correctly, you'll actually have like follow-up pieces of content. If you don't, that's so fine. You can now, hopefully now that you're listening to this, you can think to yourself, how can I incorporate like a little mini series on this? Now, what you also can do is use email flows. If you don't already have email flows set up, it is the one thing that when I first started out, I also didn't have set up. And now I wish I had done that from the very beginning. Make sure you have your email flow set up. And also just like if you've got someone in your messages, if you've had someone DMing you, it doesn't hurt to send them another message and be like, hey, how are you? Just checking in with you. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to shoot them my way. It's not being like, hey, you haven't purchased yet. What are you doing? Why haven't you gotten there yet? It's just like, hey, just checking in with you. I know it can be like, a bit of a process. And I just wanted to see if you had any other questions. Like, just be a friend. Like, just be social. Just be nice. Just follow up with them. And 9 times out of 10, they've probably got another question. There's something that they're waiting for. Like, there's something there that you can do to get it over the line. So just not having this, again, like this sense of entitlement of like, oh, well, I've already spoken to them, so they should have already jumped in. No, something potentially might have come up. They might have another question. Like just be willing to be that person that, again, like holds those lines of communication, holds them open. So today, what I want you to do is I want you to like really have just, if you haven't already, probably go back and just jot down what I have basically said and ask yourself, what parts of what I have said can you put into your piece of content today? Like, don't wait around. Don't overthink this. Don't do that. Just whatever your favorite platform is, again, we've spoken about this yesterday. You should have multiple. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But wherever is the easiest for you to post today, I want you to post and I want you to kind of like follow these steps. So creating the piece of content that has the value, creating the curiosity in it, showing the transformation, including your call to action. And then how can you also incorporate like overcoming objections, opening up the conversation, following up? So it's like the first 4 steps are parts of your content. The next 3 steps are parts of like, are you putting that in your stories? Are you creating a follow-up piece of content? Like, what are you actually doing to make sure that you incorporate those stages? So create a piece of content for today. Don't muck around with it. Don't overthink it. Just create it for today. Post it and see. Like, this isn't going to be like a one post, oh my goodness, she's just solved all my problems and now I've got the ultimate hack to making sales. I just want you to track overall, if you started to include these certain things, what it would act like over a week. You've created a piece of content every single day for a week following this structure, and then analyzing the data that you've pulled and seeing where you can refine and tweak until you actually get it perfect, until you actually know what type of content makes your audience activated and what makes them move. But you won't have that data. You won't know those answers until you start doing this. So create the content today, write it down, let me know, come inside Charismatic Creators. Are you already doing all these things inside of your content, or do you feel like there's a few things that you could start to include?